Hello! Today I'm going to do a video on how to protect your dog from getting stolen and recover it if it does get stolen. The top dog for stolen dogs right now, according to the list I just checked earlier today, is the French Bulldog. And you have German Shepherds. This works its way down the line. Shih Tzus. You can look it up yourself on Google. So, I'm sweating a little bit because I did this video already just 2 minutes ago, but I didn't have my microphone on. I better check it one more time. Yeah, it looks like it's on this time. Because when you mess with the camera, it switches here and everything's plugged in and all that stuff, we're good. Okay. Here's a few things that goes on. People are stealing people's dogs to sell them and make money. Some dogs are chipped, which is good, but it might be 4 or 5 years for a dog gets sick and goes to the vet if somebody else bought it off whoever stole it from you for her to ever see the chip. And by the time you might have moved to Alaska, they can't find you anyway. And the dog will be older. So, we want to avoid getting your dog stolen in the first place. Now those little air tags that Apple has that you can find things with, they've been used for criminal stuff. They put them on girls' cars, magnets, wheel well, bumper. Then they find out where they live at, and they go to their house. It depends on, they might just want to kidnap the woman. They might see she was driving an expensive car, expensive watches and jewelry on, so they want to go there and rob the whole house. Because every burglar, I'm a retired cop, I've taken more reports than most people in America. Because I worked in a very rich area. And they know where you hide your stuff, in your shoe boxes, in the closet, up in the freezer, and empty orange juice cans. I know because I used to teach neighborhood watch programs, and I would ask people, I can usually tell by looking at them where they're hiding their stuff. These people are wealthy and smart, but not too smart at avoiding crime. So, this is the same thing. If these guys have stolen a lot of dogs before, and then they find out or they got caught because the cops came there because they had some type of signaling device on there, they make collars with a device, which is like a regular radio transmitter. And they see that. It's either an electrical collar for training dogs, which it could be, but they learn after a while which ones are the ones that puts out radio frequency signal, just like a regular radio or your cell phone. So they're going to take those off as soon as they get in their car, throw it out the window. On Amazon you can get it's a plastic case for the Apple. It's real small, and they have the slots in it, just like the slots in your belt to put your belt on, that the collar goes through. But it's bigger than the Apple Air little tag, and you can see the case, and they're going to know that's the same thing or throw that away. My design would be find a good seamstress. Like my wife used to sew everything. I don't know anything about it, but if you have somebody that can sew that well, get some kind of thin cloth. Doesn't have to be waterproof because they're waterproof on their own standing. So you get one that fits inside a little packet they make. You don't have to slide the collar through it. You have her sew that pack where it's skin tight fit, whatever thin materials you can get in there. On the back side, the underneath side of the collar, sew it to the collar. Make it so no other stitches come through. If it's a black thing, you use black thread, you can figure that out. And they can't see that, because if you get a dog that has a decent sized collar, it's going to hide it and he won't notice it, because we're used to looking for ones with the big box on it. Like people train their dogs with shock devices, that's what it looks like. But they're going to know it either way. They won't take a chance to throw it out the window. This one they won't see. At the minimum till they get home, because they don't know who's got your license plate number. Somebody called the cops already, they're looking for them. When a cop does something, a bad guy does something, they don't want to get caught by the cops, who may be coming already because witnesses have called them on their cell phone, and that sort of thing. They're mainly focusing is to get away. So they take off. You cops get there and you say, yep, here it is, here's where it's going. It just stopped at 007 James Bond Avenue. Okay? Everybody goes to 007 James Bond Avenue, grab the dirt bags, cuff them, stuff them, get a lady your dog back. That's how it could work. May not be that easy, but sometimes it can. Take it from a cop 25 years in the street. What you don't expect is what's normal. What you think is normal is something you don't expect, and if you don't expect it, and you think it's normal, it doesn't work. So, always look at everything in every way that you can conceive and see. And you'll come up with the proper way to handle this, and the cops should be able to do it too. But that's your biggest choice, your biggest chance of getting your dog back is finding them. Because if they get it off you, like they steal it, I don't know if you saw the one on the internet, Philadelphia, New York. This is just one of 1,000. And she jumped on the hood, was holding on the windshield. 4 women came over and took her dog. There's another case where a woman had her French Bulldog sitting on the bench with her in her lap. The guy came by acting nice. You know, it might have been Central Park. Said, can I hold your dog? She said, yeah. He picked up and ran off with her. So, if you got one of the dogs on the list that people want to make money with, then one of two things. Don't go to places where strangers are. But if you live in the Bronx, New York, you have no choice. There is no other place. You know, if you lived in Alaska, you probably wouldn't have this problem. But remember, do what I just told you. Make sure you have it in your head while you're doing it, so they can't see it. You want time, because if they don't take that away from the dog, you have the time, then you may be able to retrieve them. But on the other hand, if you ever seen a blessed buck in an area where there's lions, well, that's who you need to be, the blessed buck. You have to watch for the predator, because if you're not used to dealing with predators, you may not know what they look like, but you'll get a pretty good idea once you see them. Especially if you're in New York, Philadelphia, the Bronx, and you're sitting on a bench somewhere, maybe off the street, little park thing, and all you see is people moving, and all of a sudden, nobody's looked at you, because they mind their own business. They're going where they're going in that crowd. They can't be looking everywhere and bumping into people. And all of a sudden, you got a couple of people, women, that one was 4 women took it, the dog. If they lock on you, that means the predator sees you. Depending on your distance from the predator, can you outrun? A lion can outrun a blessed buck, but if he's far enough away, he may not, because of the distance. If a criminal sees you, he may be able to outrun you, but depends on the distance. If he's a block away, that gives you a lot longer time to run into a bar, food store, police station, you know, where even a gang of bikers sitting by a motorcycle say, hey, that pervert's after me. And most motorcycle guys, if you know to run with your dog, will probably help you out, believe it or not. Or if you see a cop, start screaming for the cop. If he's approaching you. But don't assume he's just after your dog. If you're there dressed like me, they probably ain't going to want to come after me. It ain't got nothing worth taking. But if you got a Rolex watch on, you got a big diamond ring on your finger, your husband's passed away, you're 75 years old, that dog is your child, that's a different circumstance. You steal this shirt, I'll go buy another one. But she can't buy, you know, another dog that she's had for 4 or 5 years. She's been attached to it just like her kid. That's serious business to that dog owner, serious business. So you have to be on your toes, because you have a dog that's worth a lot of money. They have nothing against you or the dog, they just want the money. And a lot of people get hurt. That one guy on their little electric bikes pulled that woman, what, 3 days ago into a parking post and all that. She had serious, I don't know if it's serious, but some good injuries on her head and body. She gets slammed into it. That's what they do because they want money. It's not you personal, but sometimes it is you personal. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to learn to think and see like a predator. If you think it's suspicious, Trust me, it is suspicious. If you have a car there where you're sitting there with the dog, jump in your car, lock the doors. If you don't have a car, if there's an apartment building behind you, if there's one with a guard at the gate, say it's a big apartment building, telling these people are suspicious, can I come in, and you call the police. Whatever you can do to put a barrier between you and the bad guys. Especially if you don't have a gun, which you don't in New York very often. And speaking of that, a good walking stick. Good Irish hardwood walking stick. Which is handy for walking your dog anyway, because when you're walking your dog, it might not be a bad guy, it could be somebody coming around the corner with a pit bull. And he starts barking at your dog, and you don't have other weapons, then your stick can come in handy. You can poke him, slam him on the ground, get away from here. That will help you get some separation to get your dog away from the other dog. And if you stumble on the sidewalk and keep you up, or the dog pulls you, you know, that sort of thing. So a good walking stick with a dog is a good thing to have. Very good thing to have. I got an Icelandic sheepdog. He's not big, but it originally was my wife's dog, but he's so strong he could pull her down in a heartbeat. He can go from 0 to 60 in half a second. Way less than that, quarter second. I just spin around, because I've been in martial arts all my life. You hit me, I just spin, then destroy you. But he spins me around, I don't destroy him, but I yell at him. But I'm just saying, if you're not real quick on your feet, he'll pull you down. He's not that big. But powerful. That's what a walking stick comes in handy for. You know, you can regain your balance, it could be slippery out, and it can delay the attacker from getting to you. It's a barrier. You're poking them in the face, you hit him between the legs real hard, that discourages them a lot. You're screaming, people see you need help, you attract toxic men that do like to protect people. It's just built in for a lot of us. You don't have to be a cop to be protective. But keep that in mind. When you see it, he's after the dog or you, and you got to protect both. Because if he doesn't get past you and your walking stick, or the people who are coming to help you because you've got their attention, then you saved your dog. If you did snatch it and everything happened before you knew it happened, if you got that collar on and it's underneath and it's transmitting the signal and the cops come, then you might recover your dog, or you might not ever see it. So be alert. Think about everything I'm telling you. Make adjustments to what you do. Okay? And another good thing is a good spray. Like a police spray. They have different levels of heat. You want the hottest one you can get. If you can get a can of bear spray, a big one, put it on your collar, you might need that. Bear spray is probably not totally legal, so you might look at your local area and see. So, but you getting killed is not legal either, so you got to weigh all your balances. If you don't have any heavier defense things, the stick and the spray of one sort or the other. And if you can get the police one only, not the bear spray, get the biggest can you get, because the small ones, it just goes out, the guy's quick and ducks it, you're out of it. You get the stuff that you can just put out a cloud of spray, it's tough on them. All the people will start panicking. That's what you want. You want all the blessed bugs zigzagging, the lion doesn't know which one to go after, people are screaming at you, and that means they're coming to you. You want people coming to you because this guy could be around, so he's attacking you. Use every device that you can get. If there's a brick sitting there where you're parked and you see somebody suspicious, put it on the bench behind you. They come, smash them in the head, whatever. You have to think. You have to be observant, and you have to, don't think like, oh, that guy's purple. If I think he's suspicious, that makes me a racist. No, it doesn't. It makes you smart. Believe me, black people are more alert than most people think, because most of them are not criminals, and they are just like you. They don't want to get hurt, they don't want their dog stolen, and they don't want to get robbed. So the victim could be any color, and the suspect could be any color, so leave color out of it. Go by their actions. Their eyes tell you everything. And sometimes other things will tell you stuff too, because they'll stop and they'll like walk around or post two people at both ends of the block. They're doing that. They're picking out a victim, and you could be the one if they've been watching you. So be alert. If something's suspicious, don't talk yourself out of being suspicious. Never. Okay, women have great instincts. I used to work with women cops. They could tell me a week from now, I'm going to slip on a banana, and I say, ah, crap. What happens a week from now? I slip on a banana. So I learned to listen to them. And you should listen to them through me right now. Be careful. Get that person to make the cover, to put your apple circle under the collar so no one sees it, so they're not aware it's there, which gives you time. Eventually they may find it, but you want time so the cops can get to where it is and save your dog. Spray them, hit them with your stick, whatever it takes. It's rough out there, and you got to protect your dog. It's a damn shame. People have to protect their dogs from other people these days, but just that's the way it is. That's the way it is. And don't worry about forgetting about some of the stuff I told you. If you're telling the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Remember that. Be careful.